Hi guys, it's Hannah here. I'm a 29-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer in Southern California, and this is HF Budgets. Welcome to May week 1 budget with me. Crazy to think that we are going into May, but here we are. Today we're going to start off, we have $415 to budget, which is pretty typical. This month is going to look a little different because I am going on my trip to Europe, which is super exciting. We've been saving since I've started this channel for this trip, and it has finally come, which is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. But due to that, I'll be pre-filming some videos, and then the budget will look a little different middle of May, but we will get there once we get there. This week though, we do have the usual $415, and we will go ahead and start off with my wallet. The wallet stays the same every week. Groceries get $60, gas gets $40, eating out gets $40, and spending gets $35 to equal a grand total of $175 that goes into my wallet, at least that we budget. We do move some of that into a savings challenge from my wallet spending, so the $175 doesn't all get put into my wallet. We are going to jump into our yellow binder first, which is our savings challenge binder. And I have been really liking this flow, so we're gonna continue. Okay. Starting off, the first challenge that we have is going to be in this little savings challenge book, Saving with Friends by Budget with Amanda. I did get this over on our Kofi. I'm currently using it to save for a trip to Disney World, which I know will happen in the future. I don't know when, but we are saving little amounts each week to make that, when the time does come, to make it a lot more bearable when it comes to saving for this. So we are currently working on our Moana page and our Inside Out. We're doing these simultaneously. So I'm scratching one scratch off on the Save 98 with Moana, and then doing one of the memories from Inside Out. Last week in our cash stuffing, we scratched a 7. So this week we are going to do the 7, and then each of the Inside Out memories are $3. So we'll do a total of $10 going into this challenge this week. I'm having a lot of fun with that challenge book. We've already finished one section, and we're working on our second and third section, which I think it's really cute, and I love the watercolor colors and the animation that she chose for that. So really enjoying that. Okay, so we have 10 going into our Disney. Second up, we have our road challenge, which is this Road to 500. It's from a savings challenge book called Cash Dash. I do have the description down below. I got it off of Amazon. I actually just ordered the second version of the book as well, and I received that. And so hopefully we can bring in some of those challenges once we complete some other savings to replace. Each week I do budget $10, so each of these spaces are $10, and then you can see your growth as you go down the road. So we are going to budget $10, and then how we stuff extra into this is with my wallet rollover. My goal is, so I have this week and I have next week before I leave for Europe. My goal is to finish this. Initially it was by end of May. I think I can finish this depending on how my weekly spending goes. I'll be able to finish this before I take my trip to Europe, which will be awesome because then I can put this in the bank and won't have to worry about it. And then this is going towards a miscellaneous trip that I am taking in July for 4th of July with my friends. Friends and I always do a 4th of July trip, and this year we are doing something local. We're just road tripping a little bit south. So super excited for that. This will be going towards the Airbnb for that trip. The savings challenge will save me $500. I think the Airbnb, my part is like $388. It's in the not 380. It's in the 480s. So this will be able to cover the total, like the totality of what I need to pay for the Airbnb, which is awesome. So again, hopefully we can get this done before I head to Europe. So we're gonna do $10. We do budget $10 every week. And then that'll also get my wallet rollover. Awesome. Moving into our pizza. I think I'm okay jumping into this now. because we have a little more flexibility with our new car challenge that we're doing. So I'd like to knock off another big number in this column. I think we're gonna go for the $23 space here. This savings challenge is by MikaelaCreationsCo over on Etsy. It was a 2025 challenge. I'm using it in 2026. I really like this part of the savings challenge bundle, and so we are continuing to work on it. So we're gonna do $23 this week for our Pizza Fridays, and this challenge is going towards emergency. So any placeholders that you see in it already are already in the bank, and then once this is completely done, the total will go into my emergency fund. All right, moving on, we are starting a new challenge. I'm gonna jump back to this one. This one is the one we have a little more flexibility on. So we'll come back to that. We're gonna jump into our May challenge from Buttercup Budgets. I'm doing 2 annual challenges. This is the first of 2. I did get both this one and then the one by Budget with Amanda over on Kofi. So if you're interested, go check them out. They are super cute. I love how they're themed for each month. And then this week we are going to do another 3 butterflies, and I allocated each butterfly to be $3. So we are going to add $9 to this challenge for this next week. There we go. Knock off 3 more butterflies. And then the second annual challenge is by Budget with Amanda. I think this is stunning. I do love the colors that she chose for this, and I think it's beautiful. And we are also going to do $9. We're going to knock out the 5 and the 4. I like knocking out the biggest numbers first, so we're going to do the 5 and the 4 for this week for another 9. And the 9 sticks on my calculator, but that is okay. We make it work. All right. I forgot that we also budget for Mondays. So Mondays we're putting $35 into. That's for my Monday video. That is not in this binder, but a separate binder that we play for Mini Monday and then extra savings. F1, there no race last week, so we're not budgeting for last week's, but we're finally getting race weekends back this coming weekend. So the Miami Grand Prix is happening this weekend, and I'm very excited. So we'll finally be able to, hopefully, as long as Max finishes in the points, which I am really, really hopeful of. It's been a rough season start for him in Red Bull, but hopefully we get to stuff something in this next week. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say because I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. All right, next up here, we have a color and save with Budget with Carly. Did get this over on Kofi. We've been doing small amounts towards this. I think this is also going to go towards my emergency fund. It's either going towards that or some sort of investment. And we're just going to keep trekking along. I think we're going to do another 2 $3 spaces. So we'll do $6 into this one today. 0 in F1 and then 6 into color. And then, so we have 2 more, and I like to do around 130 in our yellow binder. The breakdown just looks different week to week. So let's see. I think I'm going to try to knock out the $15 space. I think that's the next highest space on this Inside Out. It's okay to feel all the feels. Inside Out theme challenge. By the Fancy Dollar. Apologies for that. Wow, my train of thought out the window. Very cute Inside Out theme challenge. We are going to do the $15 space, which is anger, and knock out the next biggest number on here that we can, since we have a little more to work with towards the end here. So we will do 15 into Inside Out. I'm not sure where this challenge is going to go yet, but it'll probably either go towards, it's probably going to go towards travel, at least a majority of it, and then we'll see what else. All right, so the last challenge that we have to budget is going to be this new challenge that we're starting. It's Bloom into Savings by the Darling Dollars. This was a free download over on our Kofi. it'll save $225, and this is going to be going towards an extra car principal payment. And I think we're going to do the rest of what we have, which is 13. So we'll do like a 9 and a 4 when we stuff it and cross it out. 13. Yeah, 13 plus 17 is 30. Yeah, awesome. So this section, we did get the 130 that we're used to, which is great. We got to stuff all of our challenges. Okay, so we have the 415 minus the 175 from our wallet, minus the 130 from our savings challenges, which leaves us 110 to go into our sinking funds. So starting here in our brown binder, I did already pull. I was like, what is this? That is what we have to work with. I already pulled it out. All right, jumping into our sinking funds. Personal health this week. I think this whole, actually, I don't think this whole binder is gonna get, I think I want to put some more into emergency. Personal health is gonna get 5. Household is also going to get 5, or yeah. Skincare is gonna get 5. I don't think I need anything in the immediate future for this. Emergency, we are working on a savings challenge from Nessabudgets over on Kofi, and we are almost done with this Save 500 emergency fund tracker. We only have $5 spaces left, but I think I'm gonna do $10 to try to knock this out in the next few weeks. So we'll do $10 into emergency fund. Okie dokie. Christmas, it's gonna get its usual $5. And then car maintenance is also going to get $5. Oops. And that is all for our brown binder. Jumping into our green binder. Oops. First off here, we have Costco. Costco this week is going to get $5. My hope is that we'll have a little more to work with on the weeks that I'll be gone. So the pre-filming that I'm doing, since I don't have to stuff my wallet, I am able to put a little more into some of our envelopes, and so I'm really hoping to bulk up Costco. So when I get back from my trip, I'll be able to do a more, like a heftier trip for myself. So hopefully that works out. H Mart this week is going to get 5. We're gonna cap this at 100 once we get there. I have nothing in Friends, so this week we're gonna add $10 to Friends. Nothing in personal spending, and I think I was planning on giving it 5, but I might put it into, I'll still give it 5. Sometimes if I don't have enough in Friends or in personal spending, I'll combine the two. And I think we're doing something for Cinco de Mayo. I think we're doing something for Cinco de Mayo. So I might need to pull from both of those, because 10 and 5, $15 isn't a whole lot, but it is better than nothing. So we'll see. Travel is going to get 5. We are working on our next $100 in this envelope to then put in the bank and stuff into our travel binder. Hannah this week is going to get $5. Clothing, I still want to get shoes, and I think I'm gonna go this weekend because I need to get I still want to get a nice pair of sandals and good walking sandals for the trip. So I think I'm gonna put $15 into clothing. I think we have that. And then that'll give me $70 to work with for clothing to find some sandals that I like. All right, gifts is gonna get $5. 30, 40, and Thriving, which is saving up for my 30th birthday trip, which is gonna be next summer, is gonna get $5. Budgeting items or shop small is gonna get 5. Disney spending I did use some of this. We're at 21. It's gonna get 5 because I also want tech to get 5. Yeah, so tech will also get 5. So, and I'll bring it up to 100. Awesome. Well, that is our budget with me. I will just go ahead and double check my numbers here. So we have 10, 15, 25, 30, 35 in our brown. And then 10, 20, 30, it's grain section 1, 5, 20, 30, 40, 45. In section 2. So we have 415 that we're working with, the 175 for my wallet, the 35 for our brown binder, 30 for part 1 of our green, 45 for part 2, and then 130 for our savings challenge, which gives us 0. So that concludes our budget with me. I will break it down and make sure that the money that I have set aside for this week, I do need to go to the bank because that's not the full amount. That's just stuff that I was able to pull for like my credit card, instead of having to take it back to the bank and then pay it. I keep the money in my account and then I'll pull whatever I need for our cash stuffing. Kind of makes it a little easier and less trips back and forth, and it is something that has been working for me and I've been enjoying, so makes it a little easier on myself. Do need to go to the bank to pull, but I'll make sure that I have the right denominations for our cash stuffing on Saturday. All right, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you next time.